Every morning, the set of Live buzzed with laughter, music, and the familiar rhythm of coffee mugs tapping glass tables. But that day, the air felt different, thicker, quieter, as if the walls themselves knew something was about to change. Kelly Ripa sat in her chair, smiling the way she always did, yet her eyes held a shine that couldn't be hidden by makeup or bright lighting. Millions were watching. None of them were ready. Kelly adjusted the stack of cue cards in her hands, though she didn't really need them. She had hosted this show for decades. She knew how to improvise, how to joke, how to glide through awkward moments with charm. But this moment refused to be smoothed over. She took a breath, the kind you take when you're standing at the edge of something final. "I've spent so many years here," she began, her voice steady but soft. "Laughing with you, growing up with you, sharing my life with you." The audience applauded automatically, out of habit, out of love. But the applause faded quickly when they saw her swallow hard. Kelly glanced around the studio, the cameras, the crew, the familiar faces behind the scenes. People she'd spent more time with than some members of her own family. For a brief second, she looked like she might change her mind, like she might laugh it off and throw to a commercial. Instead, her eyes filled. "This place," she continued, pausing as her voice cracked, "has been my second home." A hush fell over the room. Even viewers at home felt it, the collective stillness, the way time seemed to slow. Social media feeds froze as people stopped scrolling. Something real was happening, and no one wanted to miss it. Kelly tried to smile, but tears slipped free anyway, glistening under the studio lights. She wiped them quickly, almost apologetically. "I never imagined saying goodbye like this, or saying goodbye at all." That was the moment it hit everyone. This wasn't a dramatic tease. This wasn't a joke. This was goodbye. In living rooms across the country, fans felt their hearts sink. People who had grown up watching her before school, before work, during sick days on the couch, suddenly realized how deeply she had woven herself into their routines. She wasn't just a host, she was comfort, consistency, a familiar voice in an unpredictable world. Kelly's co-host reached for her hand, squeezing it gently. The camera caught the gesture, and it only made the moment more painful. She looked at him, eyes shining, and nodded in gratitude. "There were days when I didn't feel strong, days when showing up felt impossible. But you," she gestured toward the camera, "gave me a reason to keep going." Her voice broke completely then. She stopped speaking, pressing her lips together, trying to regain control. The audience stood without being prompted, applause rising not in celebration, but in support. Some were crying openly. Crew members wiped their eyes behind the cameras. Kelly finally laughed through her tears, a small, trembling sound. "This isn't how I wanted this to go. I wanted jokes, confetti, maybe a dance number." That earned a soft chuckle from the crowd, but it only made the sadness sharper. "I don't know what comes next," she admitted, "but I know that what we shared here mattered. It mattered to me more than I can ever explain." She took one last look at the studio, memorizing it, the lights, the seats, the faces. Then she faced the camera directly, as if speaking to each viewer one by one. "Thank you," she whispered, "for letting me be a part of your lives." The screen faded to commercial, but no one moved. Phones buzzed as social media exploded with messages of disbelief, gratitude, and heartbreak. Clips of her goodbye spread instantly, captioned with broken hearts and crying emojis. And just like that, a chapter closed, not with fanfare, but with honesty, tears, and a goodbye that felt far too real. For fans everywhere, mornings would never feel quite the same again.